welcome to the Brief Learning channel. Today I'm going to explain about the topic nutrition in plants, which is the topic in class 7 NCERT. Let's start. Hello guys, welcome. First topic, mode of nutrition in plants. In class 6 you learned that food is essential for all living organisms. You also learned that carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are components of food. These components of food are necessary for our body and are called nutrients. All living organisms require food. Plants can make their food themselves, but animals, including humans, cannot. They get it from plants or animals that eat plants. Thus, humans and animals are directly or indirectly independent on plants. Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organisms that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide and minerals. The raw materials are present in their surroundings. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their body, and provide the energy to carry out life processes. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The mode of nutrition in the in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic. Self-trophos is equal to nourishment. Trophos is the meaning of trophos is equal to nourishment, and auto means self-nourishment. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis is to combine. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Can you imagine life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis? In the absence of photosynthesis, there would not be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms, directly or indirectly, depends upon the food made by the plants. Plant cell. You have seen that buildings are made up of bricks. Similarly, the bodies of living organisms are made up of tiny units called cells. Cells can be seen only under the microscope. Some organisms are made up of only one cell. The cell is enclosed by a thin outer boundary called the cell membrane. Most cells have a distinct centrally located spherical structure called the nucleus, as you can see in the picture. The nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. In the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on the earth during photosynthesis. Chlorophyll containing cells of leaves in the presence of sunlight use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. The process can be represented as an equation. During the process, oxygen is released. The carbohydrate ultimately get converted into starch. The presence of starch in leaves is released. The carbohydrates indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. The starch is also a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate plus sunlight, chlorophyll, carbohydrate, carbon dioxide, water, carbohydrate, oxygen. Other modes of nutrition in plants. There are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize their own food. How do they survive and from where do they get nutrition? Like humans and animals, such plants depend on the food produced by other plants. They use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Do you see yellow tubular structures twining around the stem and the branches of a tree? This is a plant called cuscuta also called anaerobal. It does not have chlorophyll. It takes ready-made food from the plants.